It is here inside Churchill Downs where you'll find some of the winners and some of the losers.
Celebrities and VIPs all here to celebrate Derby 120 and the winning of Go for Gin.
Hi everybody, Bob Sokoler here, along with Kirby Adams. And we are here welcoming an exciting live 90 minutes of exclusive coverage of the winner's circle.
Absolutely. We're going to be celebrating the entire race today. And that's not all.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kenny Rice, and for the first time, we'll be bringing you all the live action of races 9 and 10. I'll be stationed here at trackside to talk with the winning jockeys, and who knows, we may even get to ask a question or two of the winning jockey of Derby 120.
I'm Roseanne Rogers. Now that the big race is over, what are the winners and the losers doing? Well, we'll find out. Plus, go behind the scenes with me as we take a look at all the celebrations on the backside.
And I'm Kim Goodwin, the track handicapper here at Pimlico in Baltimore, Maryland. I'll be joining you live via satellite with a look at the traditions of the Preakness, plus the chances of today's Kentucky Derby winner taking home the Woodlawn Vase.
Hi, I'm Jane McClue, and the Derby is only the beginning. I'll show you what happens in the neighborhood surrounding the track after the big race, including the annual tradition involving this Central Avenue lawn jockey.
I'm Lee Thomas, and what better way to cap off your Derby day than the nightcap affair right here at the Galt House. We'll track the stars as they come strolling in, and if you don't know what you're going to do for your Derby night, we have a party line full of suggestions. That's right, party, 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 Derby style. Back to you, Bob and Kirby.
All right, and we are partying back here, too, here at the winner's party.
Shortly, the mint julep is going to be presented. In fact, it's just behind. I'm not sure you can see it. Toss that out here just a little bit for us. That's the mint julep that will be presented
To the winner.
That's right. And
Actually, not the horse.
No, but the owner. You got what we mean. And that's coming up very shortly. We'll bring you that live, of course.
All right, now if we were to ask you, who did you predict would win the Derby? Many of you might have said, Go for Gin, and I knew it all along.
Sure, yeah, sure. But we thought it would be interesting, possibly, well, earlier this week, to ask some of the noted politicians and famous people around here who they would predict would win the Kentucky Derby.
And you might be surprised who predicted correctly. You can be sure of two things every year. The thoroughbreds will run for the roses, and everyone has an opinion on which horse will win.
I keep hearing about this Go for Gin, and it sounds like the kind of thing that is not politically correct anymore, so I'm going to go with Tabasco because I like real hot food. Tabasco Kid, Quack, Cat, whatever it is.
Let me get your predictions for Derby Day. Who do you think is going to win?
Bronco.
Bronco. Would that be Brocco?
Okay, excuse me, Bronco.
All right.
I'm Bronco. Holy Bull.
Now, all the people are picking 1, 2, 3, or 4, but I'm liking Mahogany Hall. I bet them long ones.
All right, but how did the experts call the race?
I have to go with Holy Bull. I've been totally impressed with this horse. He's been one of the most impressive 3-year-olds I've ever seen coming into the Kentucky Derby. His race in the Bluegrass and the Florida Derby were just awesome. Of course, there's a question about the 1.25 miles, but I think that question is with every horse in the race, and I think the horse will win.
Pace makes the race, and if nobody goes with Holy Bull, he'll win it off by himself. But I think they'll entertain him on the front end. And I kind of like Bronco to come from a little bit out of it, not way back to win the Derby.
I've decided to go with Strode's Creek. I was concerned about the fact that he only had 4 races, but this is a very lightly raced field. He has a veteran trainer in Charlie Whittingham, and he looks absolutely terrific on the track.
Local famous faces had their own opinions before the race.
I think it's going to be Nick Zito's horse. Go for Gin.
I like Strode's Creek and Tabasco Cat.
There's an Irishman that's in this for the first time. Trainer Niall O'Callaghan has Singin' Smilin' Sam, or is it Smilin' Singin' Sam? Whichever one it is, that's the horse I'm going with.
Southern Rhythm. That's who I'm going for.
I'm going to mention a horse nobody will mention, I guarantee you. Meadow Flight.
So we've checked in with the celebrities, the local stars, and the experts. But what did Ted the Rooster Jr., the famous prognosticator who correctly predicted the NCAA would be won by Arkansas, say? Ted couldn't quite make up his mind, but he chose Valiant Nature or Holy Bull. Oh, well, so the only one that was correct was the mayor, I believe.
The mayor did very well, but I got to tell you, Terry Miner's radio personality extraordinaire, he almost had it. He's just a little too politically correct
Yes, well,
there.
that'll teach him, right?
Right.
All right, well, way to go, mayor.
That's right, good job. And I wonder how much, we'll find out how much he won later on today. I understand a bartender here bet the exact, he won some 300 and change on that today, having picked the correct horses. Well, the Derby Museum has been very busy over the past couple of days, including tonight, as you can see there from our live exclusive coverage. They've hosted 6 big parties, 5 private brunches.
800 people at one party, 600 at another. Add them all up, and about 3,000 people have come through these doors over the past few days.
And we're not just talking about serving hamburger meat.
No, we're not.
No, in fact, it's a company called Clement's Catering is a museum caterer, and they are serving things like prime beef with, and I get this, Henry Baines sauce. You know what that is?
Well, I would think maybe barbecue sauce.
Yeah, you're right, it's barbecue sauce. Also, they serve all this stuff on butter biscuits.
Yum, for seafood lovers, which I'm one of them. There are mussel, crab cake, shrimp, and all sorts of other things, which are just delicious. I hope we get to have some soon.
Yeah, we will. I think some of these guys that you're looking at right now just having a couple of drinks, and then I'm sure they'll be partaking of the buffet that's right behind us.
All right, well, don't go away, because there's lots more from the winners' party here at Derby 120 from the Derby Museum. Don't go away.
After the Derby is over. If you think you've already seen everything, you haven't.
119. 113 or 1. It's called Derby 120, more than 24 hours. All new stories, all new angles.
More than 24 hours. Sunday at 8 on your official Derby station. Kentuckiana's news channel, WHAS 11. Now.
We are back live with exclusive coverage of the winners' party. The first time ever this has been broadcast. You're looking at the buffet line we've been talking about.
We should mention that we're also going to broadcast the 9th and 10th races live, which is also going to be a lot of fun, something we haven't seen here before either.
That is correct. But right now, you know that the Derby is steeped in tradition.
That's true, Bob, but there's one tradition you may not know about. It involves a jockey, a lawn jockey, on Central Avenue, and our own Jane McClue is standing by to tell us a little bit more about this unusual tradition.
Hi, Bob and Kirby. I have lost my umbrella, but I've got a coat on right now. It's gotten a lot colder here after the Derby. I'm here with Gary Brumleve, who lives on Central Avenue, and he's got an interesting tradition involving his lawn jockey here. Gary, tell me about painting the silks. You change the colors every year. When did that start?
15 years ago with a firm. We've been Derby tradition, spring tradition. Looks like our new colors Go for Gin starts tonight.
Well, tell me, do you find yourself kind of betting or hoping that a silk that's an interesting color or an interesting design will win?
No, because my jock has no face, because I know what the colors are not going to be, so therefore, whatever the colors is, I accept it, and that's what we put on there. Every year we put the winning colors.
How complicated does this painting get for you? Because you were telling me sometimes you have stars and things like that. You have to paint special designs.
I have a couple artists come in and they help me on some of the designs. I try to do the best I can, but I'm not an artist. I just put the main paints on and we'll take it from there, but we get it the best job we can.
What kind of reaction do you get from people? Because this has kind of grown over the years. You were telling me that your family has gotten involved in this?
My sister's help. There's some of my fan club. There's part of my artists over there.
Yeah, you also have, there are other lawn jockeys in your family, right?
Yes, there's a version in Florida. There's a version in Indiana. The main start over here is the Kentucky version. All started right here.
Now tell me, you've got some landscaping going on here. That's kind of new this year, right?
We're going to coordinate our flyers along with our jock and our horseshoe design. We're getting in the Derby Festival. It doesn't stop till next year, and we change the colors.
All right. Well, it's a beautiful sight here, and this lawn jockey's got some great colors ready to go on it. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Jane. And you're taking a live look at the governor who has stopped by for the winners' party.
That's right, just a short time. Tom Meeker, who's president of Churchill Downs, along with trainer Nick Zito, and we believe the owners of Go for Gin will be here for the toast and the traditional accepting of that mint julep we showed you just a short time ago.
Which just disappeared. Hope you didn't
right behind
break
us
it.
there. In fact, you know what's funny? I don't know if you can see it off to my right here. It's under guard. The mint julep is under guard.
It is under guard. Well, it's a very special mint julep.
Exactly.
Well, you know, Bob, by the way, so while we're talking about, we've kind of got off the subject, but while we're talking about the winning silks, usually where we're standing, there's a display horse wearing the silks of the winning Derby horse.
That's right. In fact, they're going to be changing that this Monday, and a group, Becker and Dursky, who make the silks, will be busy Monday morning changing those silks. So if you stop by the museum, which opens, by the way, tomorrow again, it's closed for this party, opens to the public again on tomorrow. You'll see it on Monday when they change those silks.
That's right, that's right. Okay, well, right now we're going to go see what's going on backside with Roseanne Rogers.
Thanks, Bob and Kirby. Right now I am on the backside at Barn 41. Now all the attention, of course, is on Go for Jen, but before Go for Jen even went out to the track, this pony right here and this lady right here took Go for Jen out there to the track. Did you know by any chance that this might be the Go for Jen might win the Kentucky Derby this year?
Yeah, I thought he might. We had kind of a bartender's hunch.
Now you've had a little bit of like history as far as winners are concerned. You also took another Derby winner out to the track.
Yes, I took Strike the Goal for Nick Zito in '91.
Wow. But is there some kind of feeling? Because everyone says sometimes the groomers always say, there's a feeling, I just know. Did you all know maybe?
I wasn't as sure this year as I was the year with Strike the Gold, but I still felt a little bit of that electrical spark. So I kind of had a little bit of a hunch, but I just kept my fingers crossed.
Of course, all the attention right now is on the horse, Go for Jen, but this happens to be the garland of roses that was placed on Go for Jen. Is that right?
That's correct.
Have you taken any of the roses off?
Well, on the way to the spit box when I escorted him to the test barn, the racing fans kind of swamped me and started yanking roses out right and left, so I kind of ran back to the barn while we still had some roses left for Nick when he gets back here.
Well, thanks a lot. And who knows, you might be walking out another Derby winner next year, right? You never know. On the backside, I'm Roseanne Rogers. Back to you, Bob and Kirby.
All right, thanks, Roseanne. Well, did you put money on the 9th race?
If you did, and even if you didn't, you want to stick around, we'll have live coverage of the 9th race, I believe for the first time. They're getting ready to line up. That's coming up when we come back.
For the first...
Welcome back to the winner's party here at the Derby Museum. You know, besides the party going on here, there are a lot of other parties going on around town.
A couple of those parties have a celebrity or two that possibly might be attending. One of those parties is being hosted by a celebrity. Our own Lee Thomas, the party crasher himself, is over at Darrell Griffith's house.
Thank you very much, Bob and Kirby. Parties have been going on fast and furious all the way through the Derby Festival. Come take a peek at all this great food here. That's right, there's a party going on right this very moment, and we're at a house party, and the gentleman whose house we are at is standing right next to me. His name is Keith Hunter. Now, how often do you give this party, Keith?
Every 4 years.
Every 4 years. Tell us, what kind of party is it?
It's a great party. We have people that come from all over the country, from California, Atlanta, parts Northwest. It's just a great party.
Now, you plan on doing this for the next 30, 40 years, I assume?
At least.
At least the next 30 or 40. Now, I'm sure there's enough food here to last, I don't know, the next 30 or 40 years, but a long time. Here's some of the other hosts. Give a little wave to the camera. Everybody's having a great time here. But after this party is over, everybody here is going to go to the big Slam Jam, the party that happens, turns the season out from this man right here, my main man, Darrell Griffith. You're going to have a party this evening. Tell us about it.
I always remember food first, then interviews.
All right. Did you get enough?
Yeah, I got enough.
All right.
Tonight we're having the second annual Darrell Griffith All-Star Celebrity Affair. Proceeds to benefit the Neighborhood Youth Board. Come out. It's going to be fun. A lot of people coming out. We got BET in town filming it for this show Screen Scene. Angela Stribbler's in town to host the situation. So it should be a real fun event. Come out.
Now tell us, what kind of music are you going to be playing? What kind of atmosphere? What kind of attire should the people wear?
Well, you know, we say dress sharp, which means anywhere from not having tennis shoes and not having blue jeans on. Right. You know, most everybody being suits and ties. So.
Now tell us, where is the party going to be?
Holiday Inn, Fern Valley Road. Starts from 10, ends at 4.
And the cost?
$15.
There it is, Holiday Inn, Fern Valley Road. You'll see Darrell Griffith, my main man. I appreciate it, Darrell, as usual. And you got to go. He's going to eat. I'm going to try to get a little something to eat myself, and that's the story here. There's more parties coming up, and I'll tell you all about them later on in the show. But back to you, Bob and Kirby.
All right, thanks. So, you know, we should take a note from Darrell. He says food first and then talk.
All right.
I don't know what we're doing.
All right. Well, the 8th race is not the only race that takes place on Derby Day.
That's right. The 9th race is just around the corner. Kenny Rice is standing by to bring us up to date. Kenny, take it away.
Okay, thanks very much. Of course, the track is still sloppy. As we get ready for the Secretariat, it is a 6-furlong test. It's an allowance race, 3-year-olds and up that have not won a race in 1994, other than a maiden acclaiming race. As we take a look at the field, in the zone, the number 2 horse, there's 2 scratches in this. In the zone, the number 2 horse is 5-2 right now. He is ridden by Pat Day. The number 3 horse is Never Round with Shane Sellers up. Never Round right now at 25-1. The number 4 is Lord Rusty. Tracy Hebert in the saddle at 10-1. Wacky Warrior is the number 5 horse. Mike Smith, the one who rode Holy Bull, will ride him here in the 9th race. Breaking from post number 6, right now the second choice is Never Wavering. Willie Martinez in the saddle, Never Wavering at 7-2. And coming out of number 7 is Williamstown with Craig Perret up. Williamstown, the co-favorite right now at 5-2. Scratch the 8 horse, Season Screen. He, along with Super Forbes, scratched from this race. Number 9 is Mr. Boom Boom. Jim Bruin in the irons. Mr. Boom Boom right now at 18-1. Senor Valerie at the number 10 horse at 20-1. Ridden by Fabio. Right there's the number 10 horse, Fabio Arguello Jr. riding him. And Shacope, rounding out this field, Shacopate rather, the number 11 horse, Garrett Gomez, will be in the irons. He is at 12-1. So that is the field of 9 that we have here for the Secretariat as they're getting ready to load into the post. And you see we have co-favorites in the zone, who is at 5-2, and also Williamstown, who is at 5-2. The second choice is Never Wavering at 7-2. As you see them start loading in as we get ready for this, the 9th race, the next to last race on the Derby day, and several of the fans still staying around, hoping maybe to make up or maybe to parlay some of that money that came out of Kentucky Derby number 120. Again, the track is sloppy, but it appears to have been an even track for most of those throughout the day. We have seen inside as well as coming from the outside to win races, although most of the jockeys tell us they're trying to stay just a little bit as much as possible off the rail. Naturally, with the graded slope here, that's kind of the way that it gets a little soft. Well, they're loading them all in for the 6-furlong test called the Secretariat. Let's go upstairs now to Paul Rogers, who has the call of the race. Paul?
Senor Valerie took an extra turn around behind the gate, and now he's getting ready to come in. 2 5-2 choices now, and number 2 in the zone, and number 7 Williamstown, both of whom are making their first starts since last year. They're at the post. Saw a little movement. Now they're still, and they're off. And breaking quickly from the middle of the track is Waukee Warrior toward the lead. From the outside is Shacopay. Between those two, Senor Valerie. Then in the zone is Along the Rail. Never Round is next, then Never Wavering. To the outside is Williamstown. Then it's back to Lord Rusty, and the trailer is Mr. Boom Boom. Down the back stretch, it's Waukee Warrior who has the lead by a length. 3 of them right together along the inside as In the Zone moving through, and alongside him is Never Round. Out to the outside is Shacopate. Then it's a length and a half back to Senor Valerie, then Williamstown, who is beginning to move up along on the outside. First quarter was 21-4, pretty quick as they round the turn. Waukee Warrior is the leader by a length. Shacopate is second. Along the rail holding third is In the Zone. Senor Valerie and Williamstown are close in the group as they turn into the stretch. 45-4 is the half-mile time, and they're going to try and catch Waukee Warrior. He's stubbornly holding on to lead. In the zone along the rail is coming to him, and on the outside is Shacopate, and trying to make up ground in the middle. Here comes Williamstown. There's a 16th to go. It's Shacopate on the outside, In the Zone on the inside. They're coming close together. Shacopate with a head in front. He's going to hold on, it looks like, and it is Shacopate that wins it by a neck over In the Zone. Close for third as Never Wavering was closing alongside Waukee Warrior. Then came Williamstown, Senor Valerie, and Never Round. The time of the race is 1 minute, 11 seconds flat.
All right.
And the unofficial winner of the Secretariat is Shacopate. We'll be back with the official winner of the Secretariat race.
And more from the winner's party here at the Derby Museum. Stay with us.
If you need a ladder.
And welcome back to the Derby Museum.
Right now, Tom Meeker, president of Churchill Downs, is about to toast the winners of this year's 120 Derby.
Turn it over to him now.
Governor Burton C. Jones. Governor.
Thank you very much, Tom. Tradition is a wonderful thing, as we all know, and the tradition is that the governor toasts the winning horse, because in Kentucky we put a great premium on thoroughbred horses, as it ought to be, because this just happens to be the thoroughbred capital of the world. And we think it's wonderful when good Kentucky breds win the Kentucky Derby. We think it's even wonderful when a horse can go to New York and win a good New York Grade 1 and then come back to Kentucky and win the Kentucky Derby. I think it might have been appropriate on any other day to toast this horse with a gin and tonic, but we decided today to toast it with the traditional mint julep. And here's to the 120th Kentucky Derby winner, Go for Gin. Hear, hear.
Yes, looks like they're sharing.
Nick, why don't you come up and tell us exactly how you knew that Go for Gin was going to win this race?
Well,
Sharing that mint julep. That's Nick Zito, who's the trainer of Go for Gin. Let's just pause for a second and hear what he has to say.
I wish, you know, every owner in racing could have this opportunity. But first, let me say one thing. This is for the people I love, and this is for the people that love me. And there's a guy right there. Someday, I hope I can win the Kentucky Derby for him too, Mr. Paulson. Anyway, let me just say one thing. It's the owners that make this game go. Without them, we wouldn't have any game. Of course, it's all of you, the racing people, and the people that love the business. But once again, you know, the good Lord just rocked me in his arms again. What could I say? And Mr. Mayor, you know all about it. Maybe God lives here, huh? Yeah. Anyway, let me introduce you to the people that count, Mr. Condren and Mr. Kernachin. Thank you very much.
As you can well appreciate, this is an enormous thrill, and I think that Joe and I might have to move out of the country. In 1991, it might have been mildly amusing, but to come back in 94, we're now a real nuisance, so we may have to leave. It's a great thrill to win, and we thank Nick for training a horse to peak on the first Saturday in May. Thank you.
I want to thank you all for showing up and celebrating this with us, because it is indeed a great thrill. I think it was an omen when the mayor caught me the other day and pinned the key of the city on, and a few people, in fact quite a few, whispered in my ear, Go for Gin is going to do it. And I truthfully didn't believe. I certainly believe now. And again, I want to thank you all.
And again, thank you for coming to the 120th running of the Kentucky Derby. Thanks.
All right, there you have it. The owner is a trainer. We've got Tom Meeker, all with the presentation and the toast. First time I believe it was broadcast on live television.
The winner's toast. All right, well, now we want to go back for the official results of the Secretariat, the 9th race. For that, we go out to the hardest working man on Derby Day, Kenny Rice.
Thanks, Kirby and Bob. And Shacko Pate has made a lot of people happy here, returning over $28 for his win in the Secretariat. It is the second win of the day for Garrett Gomez, who earlier today won the Churchill Downs Handicap. And Shacko Pate is the winner of this one, returning $28.20. As you see him come for the stretch here, it is Shacko Pate receiving a challenge down the stretch, but he was able to hold off in the zone. Pat Day bringing up in the zone, but it is Shacko Pate looking strong and coming through in a nice time of 1:11 flat for these 6 furlongs on a sloppy track, and that's not that bad of a time, as on the inside there is the challenger in the zone, but this one is Shacko Pate going on to win it in a time of 1:11 flat to take the victory in the Secretariat. And Garrett Gomez, again, the winning jockey, in the payoff, $28.20, $10.20 and $5.40. Getting second in the zone, $5 and $3.40. And the show horse, never wavering, $3.80. The 11 and 6 double, returning $878.80. So 9 down and 1 more to go, and later on we'll have a look at the post parade and get ready for Derby Day race number 10 coming up.
All right, thank you, Kenny. And you heard it here. It's not over yet. 1 more race to go. We're going to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be right back.
Still ahead, you'll hear from Tom Meeker, president of Churchill Downs, and we'll talk to the trainer, Nick Zito, to find out how did his horse do it. That's coming up.
looking for...
And welcome back to the Derby Museum and the Winners Party. We're down here right now with two very happy people. First of all, to my left is Tom Meeker, President and CEO of Churchill Downs.
And you're about to see also Nick Zito, who's of course the trainer for Go for Gin. Let's start with Tom, if you would.
Tom, first thing I want to ask you is, how did the handle go today?
Well, the handle was great. Not only here on the track, they wagered over $15 million here. Across the nation, it was absolutely astounding. We'll do $50 million. So the handle was great. The attendance here, we had 130,000 people despite the rain. And we set it all up for Nikki to put on the show with Go for Gin.
Terrific. Nikki, how'd you do it?
Well, you know, I always say that I'm lucky and blessed, and what can I say? The people of Louisville have just shined down on me, and this horse likes the off track, and as you know, it rained today, and worked in our favor. And
we should point out that Go for Gin has won or done very well in 5 races, right?
That's right.
In fact, I'm sorry.
This is the 6th race in the off track, and the worst he's been is 2nd. So he really loves an off track, and you know, once again, you know, corny as it may seem, you have to be lucky and blessed. And you know, I said it once before 3 years ago, and maybe just God lives in Louisville.
And one other thought here. You said earlier this week that you were hot, hot, hot. In fact, it aired on Channel 11 Hour Special. Did you know something? I mean, what was it about this that gave you that inside feeling?
Well, Mr. Kaywood Leffert, as you know, said to me, Nick, what happens if you're lucky enough to win another one? And I said, Kaywood, he said, would you lose the feeling? And I said, Kaywood, I'll never lose the feeling. I said, just touch me, I'm on fire.
Well, congratulations to you and to the horse and to your owners, and thank you for joining us.
I appreciate it. One more time, there is nothing like Louisville, Kentucky. These are the most wonderful people in the world, and that gentleman over there deserves a lot of credit.
He's done a great
job. He is one
job.
heck of a
Yes,
host.
he has.
Tom, we're trying to get him in from New York to race with us on a more regular basis. One of these days we'll figure it out. He's got the key to the city, and now he's got all of our money. He's taking it back to New York. We'll get it back one of these days.
All right, thank you very much,
we should
gentlemen.
point out on that note, the mayor, in fact, did bet on your
The mayor
horse.
did.
Oh, yeah. Well, the mayor's a smart guy. That's why he wins all the time.
All right, well, thank you very much. And right now, we're going to check in with Roseanne Rogers.
Thanks, Bob and Kirby. Well, unfortunately, I am not a winner today. I bet on the wrong horses, but a lot of folks did bet on Go for Gin. And speaking of a winner here, what's your name, please?
Debbie French.
Now, Debbie, you didn't just bet like I did $2 to win. What exactly did you do, Debbie?
We bet an exacta bet, which is this. Understand, this is the first Derby that you could make exacta wagers.
Right,
and
right.
We bet on a. We just have a one. I mean, I'm not talking about exacta, trifecta. We bet.
Trifecta.
We bet a $1 trifecta, and we boxed. I'm holding this under. We boxed 5, 6, 8, and 10. Matter of fact, we had the first 4
wait just
finishers.
a second, Debbie. Now, where did you get this tip? I never got this tip.
Let me tell you. We picked Go for Gin because our daughter's name is Jennifer, but Go for Gin.
Okay.
I liked Bloomin' Affair because
move up here and get your money.
I liked Bloomin' Affair because of the colors, the blue and pink, and I just liked the name Bloomin' Affair.
So the odds really didn't matter.
No. And Stroh's Creek, my husband liked the horse.
Well, there you go. And how much exactly are you supposed to win?
I'm supposed to get $1,000.
$1,000? What are you going to do with $1,000?
I'm going to have fun tonight.
Now, wait a second. You were telling me just a minute ago that this is the first time you've ever done this before?
No, this is the first time you could bet trifecta betting on the Derby.
Is this the much you've ever won at the track?
It's the most I've ever won, yes.
Wow.
At the track.
Are you going to bet some more?
We're going to bet $20 to win on number 5 in the 9th race.
Well, Debbie, good luck to you. And I think I might just stick with her because if you got some more tips like that, hey, I don't care where you get them. I don't care if you make them up. Back to you, Bob and Kirby.
Thanks, Rosie.
Thanks, Roseanne. I'm not betting anymore today. I didn't do too well.
You know, everyone now who has been here, who's been betting, whether it was here or anywhere else, everyone's wondering about what they did wrong. Now, you've got a story.
Well, I put a lot of money down, not a lot, but a lot for me on Soul of the Matter because here was my theory on this.
Go ahead.
All right. Burt Bacharach's horse, right? Well, it's raining out, so he wrote raindrops keep falling on my head, so I figured that had to be some kind of a sign. To be honest, though, you and I bet on everything we could, except for Go for Gin.
I mean, we bet on, I bet $2 on Bracco. Holy Bull, I bet $2. Larry Lunford, our associate producer, said, hey, bet the field to show. Right?
Did you know what that meant?
Well, not then, because I don't know much about this, but now I do. And that would have meant the 4 with the longest odds of winning. If any of them came in the first, second, or third, we would have won some money. Lost on that, too.
Well, Bob, we'll
That's
keep
right.
trying next year.
Hey, you want to
All
throw that
right?
up in the air for me?
Yeah,
Because
sure.
certainly.
All right, here we go. We're going to take a break, but come back. There's more from the Derby Museum and the Winners Party.
Stay with us.
I'm Rachel Platt.
And I'm Barry Burnson. For the top of the morning's news.
And the Storm Team weather forecast.
And traffic reports you can't get anywhere else.
Oh, sorry, I'm just cleaning up a little bit. What, no one told you?
Told us what?
See Terry Miners with Rachel and Barry 2 times a week.
Coffee donuts?
Good Morning Kentuckiana on WHAS 11.
The Storm Team on Kentuckiana's News Channel.
And we're back live once again, the Winter Circle party, and joining us, a man who needs only a small introduction, the mayor.
Jerry Abelson.
Louisville.
What can I tell you?
You know what?
What did I tell you?
This guy told me about 4 days ago that Go for Gin would win, and then you told me yesterday Go for Gin would win, and did I bet on him?
You did not. I mean, there I was on the camera. I told you. You didn't listen. You know, but the bottom line is $2 across the board. I walked away with 48 some odd dollars. So my kid will go to college after all. Sydney will be able to enroll in 19 years.
You know, Mayor, I'm just curious. You gave a key to the city to Nick Zito.
What happened with Nick? Nick was here 4 years ago with Strike the Gold. I gave him the key to the city. He wore it, he won, and he wore it onto the Preakness. Well, when I saw him again this year, I said, look, the last time I won the Derby was with you, Nick. Here's the key to the city and to the owners. I mean, what can I tell you? So now we got all the owners coming up to me saying, next year, would you give me a key to the city?
You're the good luck guy. You're the good luck guy. All right.
And let us know who you give that key to, will you?
Well, I let her know. She didn't listen.
Kirby.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll listen next time.
What souvenirs? I got a few glasses, and I made a lot of friends, and we've got a lot of business associates here from all over the country. We're trying to get them to invest in Louisville, create some jobs in Louisville. It's a working weekend for us.
All right, Mayor, you're campaigning here. Hold on just a second.
And speaking of souvenirs, I'm going to just throw it on.
Do it.
Speaking of souvenirs, let's check in with Jay McClue right now to find out what's hot and what's not.
Thanks, Bob and Kirby. I'm out on Central Avenue, which is the place to get souvenirs once you're off Churchill Downs property. And with me is Judy Butler, who's been working all day long. Judy, tell me what's been the hot item Derby 120?
The hot item right now is sweatshirts because the temperature has went down so low. We've been selling a little bit of everything. People's taking souvenirs home, so really we don't have just one particular thing that we're selling a lot of.
Is there anything that hasn't been selling this year?
We haven't been selling a lot of children's T-shirts this year, which is surprising to me because that's all we sold last year.
Now, you tell me that this time now, after Derby, is the best time for souvenir sellers, right?
It's the best time for souvenirs because we put our prices down for the people to take it home to their kids or to their family members.
How many, have you guys always stocked umbrellas? I noticed the umbrellas up here.
We go to a lot of locations and we take umbrellas and ponchos everywhere we go.
And what have been the sales like that for today?
Unbelievable. Last night and today have been unbelievable on the umbrellas.
Is it one of those things, has there been a lot of markup? Could you have sold them for almost anything?
Probably, we could have doubled them. But we don't do it because we know these people want to bet their money on the races. So we leave it at one price and keep it that way.
How much has the weather affected you this year? Are sales down?
Sales are down almost a half. A lot. Last night, when we had the party in the street, we usually have mega people in the street. No one hardly showed up. Today is the same thing. Hopefully the rain will hold off for everybody else's trip.
So this year, Derby 120 is going to be memorable for you, but not necessarily in a good way?
True. Very true. Very
All
true.
right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and dig out some money and get my own souvenirs for 120. Back to you, Bob and Kirby.
Thanks, Jane. You know, speaking of souvenirs, Bob, this is your first Derby. Are you going to take anything home with you besides losing tickets?
A lot of losing tickets. No, I spent all my money betting on, actually, I only spent $15, so, but for me, family of three, yes, a father of three, that would be a lot of money. Hey, standing by, backside right now?
I believe so. Is Roseanne with the owner or trainer of Strode's Creek?
I believe so.
Thanks, Bob and Kirby. Well, it's celebration time on the backside. I'm at Barn 41, where Stroge Creek is walking around behind us. We have all the owners and the families of all the winners who are coming in second place. And right here joining me, if I can get in and squeeze in real quick, Arthur, this is Arthur Hancock, who is a part owner. Is that correct? You are a third?
There's the other owner, Bob McNair.
Hi, Bob.
Hello.
Congratulations. How do you feel right now?
Thank you. Well, I'm delighted with the horse. I'm delighted with the horse and with my partners. They're all great.
Now, there are three of you who own the horse, right? And what percentage do you actually all get?
We're thirds, 1/3 apiece. Yeah.
Can we ask how much that would be actually?
I don't know.
No, you don't know yet?
No.
Did you know coming down the stretch that Stroge Creek would actually come in second? Did you think it had a chance to actually win the Kentucky Derby?
Well, he had gotten so far behind that it was a tremendous challenge for him. And when he came on the way he did, for a minute I thought he might be able to do it, but it was just too big of a margin for him to overcome. But he made a tremendous run.
I'll say, and hey, and second's not bad.
Oh, we're delighted.
It's not bad at all.
He's a wonderful horse. We're delighted.
And what's next?
Well, we leave that up to our trainer. That's Charlie. That's his call.
And I gotta ask, what are you guys gonna be doing tonight?
Well, we're going to go out and have a steak and try to regain some strength. And like
toast.
Yeah, like Charlie says, catch him at the next town.
Well, all right. I got to get a quick shot of all your family and everything is behind us, and they're all here. Wave, say hello, congratulations. Hi. You guys happy, Stroge Creek?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you win some money?
Yes.
Who won the most here?
She did.
How much did you win?
$138.
Not bad. Gosh, where were you all when I was betting? Should have gone with Stroge Creek, right? Well.
10.
Oh, well, you're right. 10's not bad either. Well, back to you, Bob and Kirby.
And don't go away. There'll be more from the Winners Party here at the Derby Museum in just a few moments. Bye-bye.
Look what's happening at your Steel Dealer Steelathon. Low prices on...
And welcome back. This is live coverage of the Winner's Circle Party. The first time it's ever been broadcast on live TV. And I'm Bob Sokola along with Curdy Adams, your normal host of Louisville Tonight Live, doing a little extra duty here on this Saturday night.
Now later tonight we're going to get to see the 10th race live right here on the show. You know, Bob, one of the things I like the best about the Kentucky Derby is all the tradition involved with it. But right now there's something absolutely brand new that's starting up, and Lee Thomas is standing by over at the Galt House, I believe.
Right, Lee's been very busy the past couple of hours hitting the parties, as a matter of fact. It's one of his favorite things to do, as you know, Curb.
Just moments ago he was over at Daryl Griffith's party, and I think that he's made a miraculous transformation over to the Galt House.
Go ahead, Lee. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Bob and Kirby. Oh, what a night. There's parties going on everywhere, and I'm in a different party right now. If you take a look just around the ballroom here at the Galt House, no one's here yet, but they have an elegant evening in store for them. You can see an animated city view over there in the background, just waiting for elegance to happen. There's a band getting ready to play over here, and there's a band playing right this very moment, as you can see them. But let me tell you what this event is called. It's called the Nightcap Affair, and one of the co-chairs is standing right here next to me, Miss Peggy English, and tell us about your event here. What is different from any other party here at Derby?
Well, we are Louisville natives, and we love our city, and as you can see, this is our city. And we want everybody in Louisville to be proud of the city. We want this to grow every year. This is our first event, and we want it to grow and be the party Derby night, like the greatest thing you've ever seen. We've got celebrities coming, Dennis Cole's coming, a lot of pro basketball players. We even got word that the winning jockey may come up.
All right, now I know there's some special happenings in the lobby. A hot towel you get when you come here. How much more elegant can you get? Now tell us what they'll get when they walk in the door.
All right, you get hot towels, you get shoe shines, you get hairdos, you get makeup coming from the Derby. We want you to be taken care of from the minute you walk in until you leave.
Now everybody has a gift on the table. What do they get when they walk in the door?
They get night shirts that say the Nightcap Affair as they check in. Then they get coffee from Gloria Jean's Gourmet Nightcap Affair coffee. And this is an affair to remember. My co-chairman Susan Davis has been fantastic.
Now tell us the bands that'll be playing here this evening.
All right, we have the Cadillacs who are at 9:30 when they start. Everybody come on down, make a donation to the charity. This is for the Home of the Innocents. Every year it will be for children. We're all mothers. We want the children to benefit from this. We have 180,000 people in Louisville, and we want everybody here.
And people can still come out this evening, right?
They certainly may. Okay. We'd love to have everybody.
All right, it looks like it's going to be set for a big party. Thank you very much, Peggy.
Thank you.
All right, now let me turn here and tell you what's going on as the band is playing. It's going to be an elegant evening here. Just come on down to the Galt House East in the ballroom. But if you're not sure what you're going to do this evening, let me give you a little suggestion with our very own party line.
To start the party line off right, if you're wanting a nice evening like it used to be, it's Derby Cabaret 94 at Louisville Gardens with the Shy Lights and the Dramatics. Tickets are $21.99 and $18.99. The show starts at 8 o'clock. Time to step the line into action with Derby Night at the Brewery, featuring Webb Wilder in the Dome and Identity at Baxter Jack. The price is $10 for everything they have to offer. The line moves on to Jim Porter's Good Time Emporium for a huge Derby party featuring Remember When, the Tyrone Smith Review, the Rugbies, the Rusty Spoon Blues Band, and Trina. The cost, a mere $5 at the door. Line on to Phoenix Hill for the mother of all Derby parties with Big Head, the Velcro Pygmies, MR2 Blue, the Babylon Dance Band, King Kong, and Dim Reggae Bond. The cost for that event is $10 after 7 o'clock. And the final stop on the party line is the 4th annual Mo Better Brothers Derby Party, located at the First Trust Center, the corner of 5th and Market. It's a semi-formal jam, jam, and the price is a mere $15 at the door.
Now, as the band is playing in the background, la-da-da, they're getting set for the affair, the nightcap affair at the Galt House. Dinner, dancing, and it's a great time. You can come on down, or you can take one of the suggestions. Now, this is a final hurrah for me. I'd just like to say it's been nice working with each and every one of you. It's been nice bringing it to your homes, all the parties, and I'm going to party off into the sunset. I'm done here, and back to you, Bob and Kirby. La-da-dee, la-da-da.
Look at that, Lee Thomas dancing off into the sunset. He goes to our sister station at WABC in New York, and he starts there next month, and we wish Lee the very best of luck as he starts his new duties out there.
Now, we have a very special interview. We just want to pull in here real quickly.
He doesn't even know we wanted to interview.
He doesn't know he's going to be interviewed.
Give us your name.
Brian Baker.
Brian, the head chef, is that what we hear?
That's correct.
Brian, how much did you win today?
Big $34.40.
But you had the right horse, right?
Yes, I did.
What made you go for gin?
Well, looking at the sheet, I just said, I just picked it out. I didn't even know who was riding it, to be honest with you. It's my 5th Derby, and I said, let's go for it, go for gin, and I went for it.
Now, is this some of the food that you've prepared right there?
Yes, all of it is.
Fabulous. Did you use any gin in any of it?
No, but I made one after I won.
I bet you did. Congratulations. All right, get back to the kitchen.
Yeah.
All right.
Got a big crowd to feed out here.
It certainly does.
I think some 500-600 people as it goes or looks around here.
It's a terrific party. We're going to be back with more in just a bit.
What would you expect for $7.99?
And welcome back to the Winter Circles party at the Derby Museum. I'm Kirby Adams.
And I'm Bob Sokoler, and joining us now is Joe Cornacchio, who is a co-owner of Go for the Gin, and congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much. Enjoyed.
And now you've got 2 weeks to go before the Preakness.
We go to the Preakness in 2 weeks, and we'll be on the Triple Crown Trail.
That's all right. It's been a long day.
We got to win 2 more races to qualify for the $5 million bonus. Our odds are extremely long to do that.
Has anyone ever figured out what the odds were on all of you?
No.
No,
very long, though.
You know, I have to ask, what does it feel like to have a horse win the Kentucky Derby?
Well, we won 2 years ago with Strike the Gold, and I was a novice in the business, and I thought we were going to win.
Yeah.
Well, going into this race, I didn't think we were going to win. And so it's absolutely thrilling.
Do you lose your voice screaming with excitement?
Yes, we were yelling and jumping up and down, and we knew we had the race about halfway through.
Joe, I'm just wondering, a lot of people are thinking, well, maybe a couple of people, including myself, that maybe it might have been the key to the city that Mayor Aberson may have given you that extra push. Any truth to that?
I think I told the mayor that I thought that was a big plus.
So now you know all the owners are wanting
Normally they
Yeah.
give you the key after. He gave us the key before. I said, I think he knew something.
Well, so now it's going to be a superstition.
This is it, yeah.
You know, you started here. Well, congratulations
Thank you very
to you.
much. Yeah.
All right.
Joe, thank you for joining us.
All right, I thank the people of Louisville.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks live on TV.
All right.
All righty, thank you, sir.
All right, and right now we're going to go back trackside with Kenny Rice.
Okay, and thank you, Kirby. As the wind begins to whip up just a little bit here, it's getting a little cooler, but it hasn't rained in a while. The track is sloppy. It's been sloppy all day. You probably know that if you watched any of the Derby Day coverage, and especially if you saw Go for Jen earlier today, go wire to wire, becoming only the 22nd horse to win the Kentucky Derby in wire to wire fashion. Go for Jen doing that, making a two-time winner now out of trainer Nick Zito, who trained Strike the Gold, and making a two-time winner out of jockey Chris McCarron, who won the Derby 1987 aboard Ali Sheba. He bringing in Go for Jen today. Well, the last race of the day is the Affirmed, named, of course, for the 78 Triple Crown winner. We take a look at the field, and Ledford, ridden by Mike Smith, trained by Shug McGay. He is the strong 6-5 favorite. He is named for Hall of Fame broadcaster Kaywood Ledford. Tearful's Delight. She's 6-year-old mare ridden by Albert Cousin, is coming from post number 2 at 50-1 odds. And out of number 3 is Leo's Game. Fabio Arguello Jr. will ride Leo's Game, a 7-1 choice in the betting line. A 4-year-old. Actually, Ledford is the only 3-year-old in this race, which is for 3-year-olds and up at 6.5 furlongs. Then coming out of post number 4 is Classic Launch. Brent Bartram will ride the 4-year-old colt. Classic Launch right now going off at odds of 8-1. Brass Works will break from number 5. He is a 14-1 pick. Randy Romero riding Brass Works. Adams Ridge, the number 6 horse. The jockey Mike Rowland and odds of 35-1 at this time. Royal with Shane Sellers up, who had one win earlier today at 8-1. The choice on Royal. And number 8, Wheelin' and Dealin'. That's what Garrett Gomez has done today. He won the last race. He's won 2 races in all today. Wheelin' and Dealin' right now at 18-1. The second choice at 9-2 is Real Estate Dancer, breaking from post number 9. Willie Martinez is in the irons. And rounding out this 10-year-old field, or 10-horse field, is Aircraft. Aircraft at 11-1. Tracy Aber is the jockey. So we have a field of 10 in this allowance race. The allowance is for 3-year-olds and up. It's never won 2 races other than maiden, claiming, or starter. And the money right now is on the youngest horse in this field, that being the 3-year-old colt Ledford, named for Hall of Fame broadcaster Kaywood Ledford. Has Shug McGahee as the trainer and Mike Smith as the jockey, getting a lot of play. Now bet down to even money. You see the sticks there on the number 1 horse, that being Ledford, and at 9-2, still the second choice in this one is Real Estate Dancer, who is coming off a victory, and he is only the second horse in this race coming off a victory. Adams Ridge has actually won his last 2 outings. The last one was an allowance race at River Downs, but Adams Ridge right now is at 35-1. As you see them getting ready to go to the post in this one, again, a 6.5 furlong test, and this will wrap up Derby Day. And in case you were wondering, how's that track holding up? Well, it's still sloppy. Although it really hasn't had that much of an effect on the times for an off track today, the times have been consistent, and from the rail on out, it's been pretty consistent. We haven't seen a lot of track bias, and on days like this, that's about all you can hope for, which speaks volumes for the work done here by the Churchill Downs crew each year. In making sure that they have one of the finest racing facilities in the country. As you see the horses now going to the post, getting ready to be led to the gate. There should be no problem with any of these horses. These horses are all veterans. Ledford actually coming in with only 4 races, the youngest horse in the race, also with the fewest amount of starts, as you would probably expect. But Ledford is the even money favorite right now, over $108,000 bet on him to win. As he backs off the gate, and they'll try to load him up one more time, and now he goes in. We'll see how the rest of them begin to load up as they go to post here in the final race of the day. And there's Tearful's Delight going in. She is the oldest horse, 6 years old. Leo's Game, a 4-year-old. Classic Launch, a 4-year-old. Brass Works, also a 4-year-old. Adam Ridge is 5. Royal 4. Wheelin' and Dealin', a 4-year-old. As is Real Estate Dancer, the number 2 choice, and Aircraft. So they're loading them in for this 6.5 furlong allowance. The Affirm, the final race on Derby Day here. The track is sloppy, but it has been even. And now as we get ready for the call of the race, it's time once again to go upstairs. And here's Paul Rogers. Paul.
Ledford, the even money favorite, owned by Claiborne Farm, trained by Shug McGahee, who had to catch a plane to leave and wasn't able to stay for the race. Mike Smith is riding. The second choice at 9-2 odds is number 9, Real Estate Dancer. Waiting for the last one to go in, which would be Aircraft. And he's in, and they're at the post. 6.5 furlongs, they're off. Breaking quickly from the outside is Aircraft and Real Estate Dancer to the inside of him. Royal from the middle. And then from between those two is Wheelin' Dealin'. It's Wheelin' Dealin' who takes the lead down the back stretch just by a head over Real Estate Dancer and Aircraft. Those three are together. Then Royal is in fourth. Then we get Brass Works and also Adams Ridge running together just back of that. Then Classic Launch. Then we finally go back to Ledford, and he's got about 5 lengths up on the final 2 horses trailing him. First quarter is 22-4. Around the turn on the inside, that is Real Estate Dancer, who has the lead by half length over Aircraft. Then it's Wheelin' Dealin' in third. Royal is fourth. Ledford has swung to the outside and is beginning to gain ground. He is now in fifth, with Brass Works in sixth and Classic Launch is seventh. At the top of the stretch, Real Estate Dancer and Aircraft are battling together for the lead. Ledford out wide as manning a strong charge down the stretch, and he is swooping by on the outside and takes the lead with a furlong to go. It's Ledford taking over the lead and pulling away. He's got it out by 2 lengths with Classic Launch in second. At the finish, it's Ledford, an easy winner in the final race by about 4 lengths. Classic Launch is second. Real Estate Dancer was third, close for fourth between Royal and Aircraft in a time of 1:18 and 1/5 seconds.
There you see the unofficial winner, Ledford, who went off as the even money favorite. Mike Smith bringing him into victory with a strong stretch finish, winning this one, a 6.5 furlong test at a time of 1:18 and 1. And wonder how many tickets Kaywood had on his namesake as you take a look at Kaywood Ledford leaving the press box, coming down no doubt to the winner's circle. A big weekend. Kaywood's going in the Hall of Fame, and his namesake has won the Affirmed, the final race here on Derby Day. He was expected to do it, and he did. And so if you take a look here at Churchill Downs, some of the crowd may be cashing some winning tickets along with Kaywood. When we come back, we will have the official results of race 10.
Discover Atlanta with Louisville Tonight Live. That's right, our Roseanne and Jane personally venture into Atlanta, sample lots of goodies, and report back to you for a perfect Atlanta getaway. Learn how to get there, get around, get down, see accommodations, destinations, big plantations, family places, eating places, smiling faces, stealing faces. Plus, Atlanta's gearing up for the 1996 Summer Olympics. How can you go and enjoy? Find out. Watch Discover Atlanta, Monday at 7:30, only on Louisville Tonight Live on WHAS 11.
And we've moved outside just for a little refreshment, I think.
We're watching the crowd as they leave. They're still here, as you may have just seen with that shot with Kenny looking at the track, and they're slowly filing out here. I'm impressed with the amount of garbage that is left behind.
You know what I think has been very interesting is to watch the different types of outfits that have been leaving the track. Some very, very nicely dressed, and then some people have been out in the infield who are just covered in mud.
You want to talk about mudders? These were the real mudders. They were covered complete head to toe. You can see, look at the infield now, what is left after thousands descended upon it.
Have left.
And they've taken some of the mud that was with them home.
The people that we saw had it just all over their faces, all the way down their legs. It was something.
Yes, indeed. You know, the next race, the big race, for Go for the Gin, to speak of many other horses, of course, is in Baltimore, the Preakness, and that's a big race. And having worked in Baltimore many years ago in 83-84, we used to cover that much like we do here.
That's right. Right now we're going to go to Kim Goodwin, who is standing by at the Pimlico racetrack.
Thanks, Kirby and Bob. Well, we wanted you to feel at home here at Pimlico because the rain you had all day is plaguing us here right now. Obviously, you can see it's coming down pretty hard, but hopefully by Preakness we'll have a fast track for the races. If the Kentucky Derby is the run for the Roses, then the Preakness has to be the run for the Black-Eyed Susans. Well, sort of. Black-Eyed Susans aren't in bloom in May in Maryland, so we have to use daisies and paint the centers with shoe polish. With more, I was able to investigate more of those strange Preakness customs.
It was destiny, perhaps, that the first winner of the Preakness Stakes was named Survivor. The middle jewel in racing's Triple Crown will soon be run for the 119th time. Governor Odin Bowie built Pimlico Racecourse in 1870 and named the Preakness after the horse that won this track's first stakes race. But poor Governor Bowie was later forced to abandon his passion due to his nervous breakdown. One of the many interesting traditions surrounding the Preakness is the housing of the Kentucky Derby winner in stall 40 of Pimlico's Stakes Barn. This practice started in the early 1960s but was broken in 1991 by superstitious Nick Zito, who had to have Strike the Gold between his usual neighbors. The Preakness Trophy, the Woodlawn Vase, is the most valuable prize in sports history, worth over $1 million. It was created in 1860 by Tiffany & Company for the Woodlawn Racing Association in Louisville. It was buried during the Civil War to avoid it being melted into gunshot for ammunition. The custom of immediately painting the winning stable's colors on the cupola weather vane began in 1909 when Pimlico had a stately members' clubhouse. The clubhouse burned to the ground in 1966, and the original weather vane was rescued from a truck hauling away debris from the rubble. Let's not forget the Preakness, with all its pomp and circumstance, is still a horse race, and you've got to be the best to get the blanket of black-eyed Susans. Loblolly Stables and Tom Bohannon scored in consecutive Preaknesses with Pine Bluff, then Prairie Bayou. He had this advice on getting horses ready.
I don't think that there's a whole lot to do to get a horse ready for the Preakness after you've run in the Derby. I think you've got a good foundation underneath them going into the Derby. Anything you lacked, you picked up there if your horse runs well. And you're pretty much set to run the Preakness. That's what I've done in the past. In fact, I believe I breezed both horses the same way after the Kentucky Derby going into the Preakness, and it worked out very well.
Well, it's interesting to note that Nick Zito did house Strike the Gold not in the Derby winning stall, but in the stall next door. He's very superstitious. We'll see if he does the same this year with his Kentucky Derby winner, Go for Gin. Go for Gin probably will adjust very well to Pimlico. I think Go for Gin did what everyone thought Holy Bull was going to do in the Derby. He went to the lead, he turned back all comers, he set a very legitimate pace, and he had plenty left through the stretch. Strode's Creek, another one that we'll keep an eye on. I think probably more horses now will come to the Preakness because trainers try to look for excuses after races, and I think the track condition at Churchill Downs today will probably be one of the excuses they use. Silver Goblin, that passed the Derby, he's a front-end speed runner. He's already here on the grounds preparing for the Preakness.
I guess not. Kim, can you hear me now?
I don't
Apparently
think so.
not. Okay. Well, that gives us some insight as to what's ahead for 2 weeks from now.
Absolutely.
We'll go for the Gin and the rest of the
Let's
horses.
get a little insight about what happened in the last race. Right now we're going to go back then to Kenny Rice trackside. Hey, Kenny.
Hi, Kirby. Mike Smith picking up his third win of the day, although he didn't get the one he wanted earlier in the day with Holy Bull. We talked to him just a minute ago. Said he had some problems you could see coming out of the gate, and then there were some problems over there as they went into the first turn, that being in the Kentucky Derby with Holy Bull. No problems, though, with Ledford, the horse named for Kaywood, as you see him turn for home here in the Affirmed in the 6.5 furlong test. And it is Ledford just taking off. He is a horse that with some seasoning, who knows how good he could be down the road. Claiborne Farm owns this colt, a son of 49er trained by Shug McGahee, and actually the race is just for second now as Ledford pulls away to get the victory here. He went off as the even money favorite, and it is Ledford winning it in a time of 1:18.1, and the race is for second place, and getting up for second is Classic Launch, and in third place today is Real Estate Dancer, and you see the payoff. Ledford $4, $340, $280. Classic Launch $620 and $520. Real Estate Dancer $360, and the exacta $26.80. And Ledford comes home with the win, and Mike Smith gets win number 3 on the day, a day that belongs to, well, a lot of people. I mean, there's other guys that owns horses and rides horses that had winners today, and that's what it's all about. Of course, the big news is going to be about Derby number 120, but Kirby and Bob, I'm sure everyone who had money on Ledford today and all those associated with him and all the other winners, they feel just about as happy as probably anyone in the Nick Zito camp with their win today as well. Back to you.
All right, Ken, thank you very much.
He's done a great job for us all day.
He needs to go home and get some sleep. He covered the party last night. He had a live show for us from Lexington.
You
Great
know,
job.
I wanted to give you a little souvenir of the Derby, Bob.
No, actually, the truth of this is, as people are leaving here past our vantage point, we've got a fence behind us, but there are people throwing things at us.
Money, I wish, but
No, they
hats.
had. So for this guy who's waiting, this is his hat. There you go. It's yours. Back to you. You know, we've had an interesting couple of days here, and certainly the today culminating with the rain on top of everything else made it very interesting. We were running up and down stairs, watching the stars come in, some of the hot shots. We were also walking through the grounds here, and also we were, as you'll see in a short while, taking you on a tour. We'll take you on a tour of the twin steeples at
Twin Spires.
Spires that overlook and stand majestically above Churchill Downs.
So we all know where we are.
That is correct. That's coming up in just
Speaking
a
of
short while.
someone who always knows where he is, let's go to Lee Thomas right now, who I understand is standing by live at the Galt House.
That's right, we are back live right here at the Galt House, and it is a nightcap affair going on. Look at all these people just milling about. They're getting ready to go in. And this gentleman right here actually won this evening. What's your name, sir?
Keith Graves.
Keith, you won. What's up?
Hey, I don't know. I've never been to a derby before, and I picked the winner, had a gin and tonic. Great day. Great day.
It's a Gopher Gin and a gin and tonic. Awesome combination, especially for you, Keith. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Hey,
congratulations. All right, now let's take a peek at some of the foods that they have back here. And this is just the waiting area. You see some of the fruit and the hors d'oeuvres. It's a nice time here at the Nightcap Affair. And everybody's enjoying. There's another animated city view right there. This is beautiful, but there's something they have special from a parties I've never seen at other parties, and we're going to take a look at this right here. You actually get to have your makeup touched up. You can just come straight from the track, and you can have a makeup touch-up or your hair touched up. And right here at the track, excuse me, ma'am, what's your name?
Becky McIntyre. You ought to be in pictures.
You're with who?
You ought to be in pictures out in Oxmoor Center.
Now tell me what you're doing here.
I'm doing hair. I'm touching up the hair and makeup when they come in from the Derby.
So there you go. You don't even have to go home. You can just go straight from the Derby, straight from the track, straight to here. And there's also some very professional women from a name that I know you've heard of. Let's come over here and talk to them and see who's doing the makeup. Ma'am?
Yes, my name is Pat Roberts.
And what are you doing here?
Well, now Jane is, first of all, she had powdered her down. We showed where we wanted to highlight so that it would look beautiful for evening. By putting your highlighter here, here, and here, and here, and right here, and here, what you're doing by blending in circles and lifting, and by blending this on out, now blend it out for me, darling. Blend it over here, blend this straight on out. See, this is going to look beautiful under the lights, and she's going to lift her eyes, and this is called the finishing touch.
The finishing touch is what we're doing here at the Nightcap Affair. Let me run over and talk to Dennis Cole real quick. Lee Thomas, good to see you.
Lee, I'm just waiting to get my makeup and a touch-up from the tears. I didn't have the winner.
Oh, you didn't win at the race?
No, I stopped drinking, and all of a sudden I said, I knew I should have gone for the gin. It was a great race, though.
Did you have a good time at Churchill Downs?
Absolutely, always. Yeah, I'm always a guest of Mr. and Mrs. Madden, Patrick, and Preston and Anita Madden. So have a great time. It's my 19th year running. So I'm very happy. But we had friends from Los Angeles that had a horse, Johnny Jones, and Jimmy Jones does the Dallas Cowboy.
Right.
But Johnny Jones has a horse called, Southern Rhythm, along with R.D. Hubbard, who has the Hollywood Racetrack. So we came out plugging for them, but,
All right. Well,
anyway,
it's great to see you here at the Nightcap Affair. Thanks for taking a little time for me. And that's the story here at the Nightcap Affair. Boy, this is a great party going on, and you can still come down and have a great time yourself, but right now I'm going to go and mingle. I don't know, I might get a little touch-up over here. What do you think? I don't know. Back to you, Bob and Kirby.
Oh, he doesn't need any makeup.
All right, Lee. Yeah, thank you very much. We'll be right back.
Souvenirs left.
We'll be back. Stay with us.
For $429.
And welcome back. As we start to wrap things up here, our attention turns to the future. You may know that next year will mark the 100th anniversary of the Twin Spires.
That's absolutely right. You know, the Twin Spires hold a special place in many of our hearts, and they're planning some celebrations to come up to celebrate the
100th anniversary. In fact, they're starting those planning sessions right now, or I should say tomorrow. Now, we've seen them, as you can see here, from the outside all the time, but have you ever wondered what they look like from inside? Well, you're about to get a look.
The Churchill Downs Twin Spires, majestic towers like military guards, they stand watch over the tradition known as the Kentucky Derby. 120 years ago, these were the original grandstands on the east side of the field. During races, though, the sun would shine directly into the eyes of patrons.
So after 20 years of that, they decided, let's build it on the other side of the track so the
Come in and take a look around inside. Look at these cobwebs. Hasn't been anybody up here in years. Careful now, the stairs get real narrow here. We are approximately 6 floors up in the air here in the Twin Spires. And take a look at the view out here. That's the press box right over here. But certainly you've got a great view out that window there of the racetrack.
It's rare that maintenance is ever needed up here. On the day we visited, a window was being adjusted and a new lamp installed in one of the spire's beacons. Rumors surrounding the design of the spires persist to this day.
There are 8 windows up here, 8 on the under spire over there, 16, Louis the 16th. Any truth to having this?
That was someone's true speculation, Bob.
What we can tell you for sure is that the few who have visited the Twin Spires have left their marks.
You notice, Kirby, only the first names are left there by the employees here.
That.
They know better because they left their last names. They could get into big trouble. So only the first names are up in the Twin Spires.
Of course, if your name was Kirby, they might know who you were immediately.
Yes, very few people with that first name.
You know, I think it's always so sad when Derby is over because we look forward to it all year long. But right now, we want to show you something that you can look forward to doing this summer.
The International Olympic Committee already knows there's something special about Atlanta.
It was the overwhelming choice for the site of the 1996 Summer Olympics. And after next week, you may choose it as the site of your next vacation.
During our special series, Discover Atlanta, we'll show you what we discovered in Georgia's biggest city.
You know it's the home of the Braves, but did you know it's the birthplace of Coca-Cola and the World of Coke, one of the most unique attractions in the U.S.?
You also may have never heard of Buckhead, the Atlanta neighborhood that's tops for nightlife. We'll visit it together next week.
And for sure, there are still spots with Gone with the Wind charm around Atlanta. We found a particularly beautiful one we want to share with you.
And again, that starts this Monday, day after tomorrow, 7:30 on Louisville Tonight Live. Okay, some last-minute reflections as we wrap things up here, other than the fact that it's getting a little chilly out.
It is getting a little bit chilly out here. Well, Bob, this was your first Derby. How did it go for you?
Fabulous. I was very impressed by the crowd. I've seen big crowds, but certainly this was remarkable. There's something about being here, I think, at this racetrack that has so much history behind it. I was impressed when I first saw this. I was impressed when I climbed up the spires.
That must have been a treat. I'd like to do that someday.
Maybe next year in preparation. But also, I think there's something about being here and seeing history made, as we did today at Go for the Gin, winning the 120th Derby.
And we were rather unlucky, I have to say, but it was a lot of fun, betting on just about everything.
Personally, and I think I'd be remiss if I didn't say that this is my first time working with the crew here at Channel 11, and I got to tell you that I've worked at a number of cities, but never have I worked with such professionals who have done so much and complained so little. Our camera people who are on the Louisville Tonight Live staff, Jeff, Tim,
endlessly.
Dave, worked with camera equipment. It sounds a little self-serving here, but we couldn't leave without telling you how great these people are and how great the entire staff here, from engineering to production. I thank you all for making this a pleasure, and I look forward to the years to come.
All right, well, and we look forward to having you back, Bob.
Thanks, Gerb.
Well, that's it for the first broadcast from the Winners Party here at the Derby Museum. We hope to do this again next year.
Yes.
We're glad that you all joined us here tonight, and we'd like to say goodnight at this time.
Yes, and again, Monday, 7:30, Louisville Tonight Live. Not only will you see the story on Atlanta, but you will also see the parties from last night.
That's
that both
right.
Kirby and I attended. So behind the scenes, we're taking you inside with our own passes that we received for you. So hope you'll join us Monday, 7:30 on Louisville Tonight.
That's it for Derby 120. Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
What happens during the time surrounding the Derby? See a total picture of all the parties, the people, the races, and the horses in a special news presentation. Derby 120, more than 24 hours, Sunday night at 8. Stay tuned to The Rocketeer, next on WHAS 11.
I've had you on my mind, yeah. Now you are here, and so very clear. There's so much we can do, just me and you. Stir it up, little darling, stir it up. Oh yeah.
Thomas's wardrobe provided by Harry Levinson's Clothing, River Falls Mall, Clarksville.
Transportation provided by Budget Rent-A-Car, featuring quality Chrysler products with airbag safety for money-saving rates and unlimited free